Welcome back to Timoteo TV Playoff Edition. We just broke down the first two games at 3 o'clock. We only have two other games that day at 4:30, so it's a little shorter day. For you fans, make sure you get out there. These are going to be some amazing games. Not going to be like anything you probably saw during the regular season. All of them are great matchups, intense games. Going to be good. So, with that said, a great example of this, 49ers Colts. I remember when these two teams faced at the beginning, early in the season, I think everyone thought the 49ers were going to blow out the Colts, wasn't going to be a game, and Colts won. And as I've said before, Colts are the only team in the Justice Division to have a winning record against the Peace, going 2-1 this season. So that's huge.
Yep.
And they just keep surprising us. So see what happens. But it is tough, as Chris said in the first segment about the Panthers and Eagles, it is tough to beat a team twice. Yep. Is that the case in this instance also, Chris?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be this is an interesting story. I mean, the Colts won 32-31 week 3, so it was about a 1-point deal. I think the Colts, to me, is one of the shocking stories of the year. I mean, they came out and they had all this offensive stuff, but the thing that we haven't really talked about a lot is their defense has gotten better. Mm-hmm. Their defense stunk the first half of the year, and it has significantly gotten better each week, and I think that's the key to them sneaking up there in that 4th seed. And I think, like, something to do with the 49ers, which is real interesting here, is this past week, when I was watching the game, they're down, they're losing to the Eagles, and it was like a final drive, one of the final drives, and Felix was about the 50-yard line, right? And I pulled some of my Panthers and said, come here, I want to show you what's something. I said, look at this. I said, Felix, we've been working with Felix. I see Felix as a leader, and he's the type of guy that's not going to let his team lose. Watch this, they're going to win the game. Next throw, they threw a touchdown, and they won. And so I think there's leadership on the 49ers. He's doing something where he's making everybody around him better. And I think with that, I just don't see the 49ers losing to them twice. I think they're going to be on a roll. I think, again, you did say the Colts, somehow they have the pieces number. You know, they're up 2-1 on that. They're close in terms of matchups, in terms of 49ers are 5th on offense and 7th on defense, whereas the Colts are 6th on offense and 9th in defense. But I think when you find out, too, I think that the 49ers have more leadership on the team, on the field. And that's going to be the difference in this game. And I had the 49ers winning this game 25-19.
All right. Heck, what do you think about this game?
Well, like y'all said, it was one of the biggest upsets in the regular season. 49ers was the only team to lose in our division. What's our division? Justice? Peace. Yeah, Peace. They were the only team to lose in Peace division. These two teams, they're almost equally in talent. I mean, if anybody has more talent, it would be the Colts by a little bit. But this game is going to be important, man. It's going to come down to coaching. Coaches got to step it up and just coach y'all teams. Because I don't know if y'all really involved when y'all out there in the game. All I see is just players. Don't hear y'all coaches talking and nothing. But yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to y'all. But 49ers are a veteran team. They've been playing together for a while already. Colts, they're good, but I have them losing 26-19.
You have the Colts losing.
I have the Colts. I have 49ers winning 26-19.
Okay, all right. Buddy, what do you think? It's been interesting with these 49ers. They seem to kind of, I think besides the Raiders game, they kind of just play to the level of their competition. It's always close. It's always tough. What's going to happen this week?
Well, the Colts, I mean, they're coming. They got a 3-game win streak, and now they've only been allowing 25 points a game. Yeah. So like Chris said, I mean, they definitely improved their defense, and now they're looking scary. They look like a contender. Yeah. But the 49ers, I mean, they're coming off this huge win against the Eagles, who they didn't think they could beat. So now I think that the 49ers have a momentum on their own side. But it's going to come down to who executes this week. I think both of these teams are equally matched. You know what I mean? You got on defense for the 49ers, Al, Freddie, and Crash, who are all playmakers on defense. They're real disciplined on grabbing flags, the 49ers. I think they're number 1 in tackles in the league. But the offense for the Colts, I mean, they got 2 guys that they can throw the ball up to, and it cost the 49ers their last game. You know what I mean? They can throw it up to Justin Bethea, or they can throw it up to Kadir. And then they also have the shifty running back in Sharif, who's leading the league in catches. So, I mean, I just think it's going to be too many questions, too many weapons for the Colts, and I don't think the 49ers have enough answers. And I think that as much as the 49ers want to win this game, I believe that their championship was that last game against the Eagles. And I don't think they're going to show up in this game. And I got the Colts winning 30-27.
All right.
Good games.
All right. That'll be a good game for sure. Now, our other 4:30 game, I would say, on paper, this may be the one game where there's potential maybe for a big win or not a close game point-wise, right? Packers 8-0, Ravens 4-4, but, have just looked really poor in their last few games, even in their win this last week. But with that said, going into last season, the Ravens were a 7th seed against the number 2 seed 49ers. We thought that game was a given. And, the Cardinals. And the Ravens pulled it out and then almost won the next game. They were play away from the Urban Bowl yet. So you never know what can happen still in the playoffs. But with that said, Chris, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, this is okay. So the pregame show we did here right before Week 5 with Dan Martinez, our special guest, sitting right here, right? The Ravens, you remember, were 3-1. He left here saying we're going to be 7-1. Right? They end up being 1-3 the second half of the season. The only game they won was this last week. They barely beat, by 2 points, the Lions, who are only playing with 6 players. I have no idea. This is like the great Bermuda Triangle of Timoteo. I have no idea what has happened. We need to look on the milk cartons or something, because where are these Ravens? I have no idea what happened to them and where they're at, because they are gone. Mentally gone, physically gone. They just aren't there. They got beat that very week by the Packers 51-20. And since then, they got spanked by the Panthers, and they go on and on and on. And so I'm worried about the Ravens. On the one hand, the Packers, there's been a history of being the best. The question is, will they do their best? Because what's going to happen is they can't win this game by a narrow margin. They got to win this game and win this game big. They've got to get this monkey off their back of first week losses in the playoffs. And if they don't, this is the kind of thing you see. The Ravens come in, they have nothing to lose, we stink, and then they win the game. Packers go home crying, right? Can't happen this week. In fact, I don't think it's going to happen. Ravens are at home already. Packers win this game 72-12.
Oh.
Whoa.
There's no blowout rule. They're going to keep it in. They're going to keep moving, motoring the whole way. 72-12, Packers. Biggest win in the history of Timoteo playoff history. You will see it. Mark my words.
Heck, what do you think?
I don't know. There's a lot to say of this game. Everybody know the Packers are known for losing the first round, and everybody here knows it. But this year is not going to be the year they lose in the first round. They play the Ravens. The Ravens haven't been showing up. I don't even know what the score is going to be. It's going to be Packers are going to blow them out 42-13 if the Ravens don't show up.
All right. Heck seems almost like he's about to cry because he's mad the Packers got into the game or something. I don't know what's going on over there, but he's so upset. But it is fair. I know it's painful to hear, buddy, but the history of the Packers haven't always fared well in the playoffs. They did get to the Urban Bowl a few years back, but since then it's been rocky road and a short one, unfortunately. But are you guys going to overcome that this time? Are you going to be able to beat this team twice?
Yeah, that's all I've been hearing. You know what I mean? Is the Packers choking the playoffs, and what can I say? But yes, we've had opportunities with championship aspirations, and we haven't come through. Now this week we play the Ravens, a team that we handled quite easily in the regular season, but like Nate said, these Ravens are the same Ravens who came together last year. No one thought had a chance, and they beat the Cardinals in overtime. So they have some character on their team, and maybe they'll show up this week here. I don't know. They don't seem like the same Ravens from last year, but you just never know. You got the Ravens, upsetting teams, and then you got the Packers. This could be a David and Goliath kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I hope the Packers are prepared that maybe the ball doesn't bounce our way this game. This might be a closer game than we expect. But I don't know. It's just offensively, the Packers they've been on fire. You got Khalil. You got Chris. You got Qua. You got Dante. You got Josh. You got Allen. It just goes on and on, of these players who can take the ball and score down the field. No one drops passes on our team, really. And defensively, we're pretty sound. We grab flags. Ravens, they still have the potential, I feel like, in the players if they come there to make this a game. And I say in this game, I mean, I say the Packers will be in the second round of the playoffs, but I think it might be a closer game than people think. I got us winning 30-18.
30-18.
I think that the Ravens bring it a little bit.
Okay, yeah, and it pretty much is their same squad from last year as far as players go and stuff. So, see what happens. But real quick, guys, here to finish out this this playoff edition here. Let's pick. I'd like to hear. I know we did this I think last week too, but at this point, you see the seedings, matchups. Who do you think is going to be in the Urban Bowl, and who's going to win?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from each of you.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be the Panthers versus the Packers, the matchup we're all anticipating. And, and the Packers are going to have to feel real good about being in the Urban Bowl, not be, go home sad. But the Panthers are going to win this thing 26-25. I'm so sure of it, I'm willing to wager my goatee on it. When we win that thing, I'm going to shave it all off.
Whew.
Yep.
Wow. Heck, what do you think?
My picks are a little different. I have the Vikings playing the Eagles only from the way our schedule might be from the first round to the Urban Bowl. And if my team was the Urban Bowl, I would shave my head bald.
All right. Buddy, it sounds like you may have to jump in on this too. Everyone else is throwing out some motivating stuff.
I mean, are these guys dreaming over here? Are they dreaming? I mean, he got the Panthers in the Urban Bowl. I mean,
have to stand up. Just
yeah, I'm just
stay calm.
These picks here really got to me. Look, the one thing we do know is that the Packers are going to be there. All right. Now it just comes down to who. Like even Heck doesn't agree with his picks here.
Laughing
that's a joke. Eagles, Vikings.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's hilarious, isn't it? I know. Look at this guy. He doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it. All right. But here, I mean, what I want the best two teams in the league to be in the Urban Bowl. All right. I want the Packers and I want the Raiders. All right. I want to shut Josh's mouth over there on the Raiders and bring them back to reality. And I got the Packers beating the Raiders in this Urban Bowl. Is it that funny? The Packers can't win?
Not if you play us.
All right. Well, got a lot going on here, but yeah, as I said at the beginning of this, make sure you come out to these games.
You shaving your head or what?
I'm with it. I'm not scared. I mean, if the Packers win, I will shave it. I will shave my head. I will shave all of it off.
Show them what
if
you
the
got.
Packers win. I'll show you guys. Look.
I know a lot of people realize.
You think this is one?
You got girls.
Look at this.
All right.
I shave it all off. Ball headed at the field. Packers win.
This is real?
This is real. Yeah, it's real.
All right. So as I was about to say here, before we all started getting bald in different places, we got some great games coming up. I think every year we come into this, we think certain games are for sure. This is going to happen.
Some will be surprised.
And something surprises us almost every year. So I highly recommend being out here because we don't know what's going to happen. So you out there listening, other players listening, here's your chance to prove it. We can all make our pick, think what's going to happen, but hey, you never know what's going to happen. I can tell you that from experience right now. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for joining us again. Check out the website, TimoteuFootball.com, and follow us on Twitter at Timoteo Sports, and we'll see you out on the field.
Yeah.